Cine-Men Movie Podcast. 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 Cine-Men Movie Podcast.
What up, film fans? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode 407. Welcome to Warfare. You're listening to another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan, and I am joined by the cast, the crew, the other soldier, Zach.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Everyone having a good Tuesday out there?
Man, it is a hot summer night, and you can definitely tell on today's episode. It's a jam-packed episode. I'm doing fine, Zach. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. I'm not even joking. We talked to Patriot last week. I feel like that was like 2 months ago. I don't know what it was, but it just feels like eons that we've done the show.
I've been feeling that way too lately, but I think it's just because so many different things are happening in between shows, whether it be in real life or in the entertainment world, that it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, I totally agree, man.
So,
But we're back again. We are in our second week of July. Can you believe it, man?
I can't believe that we're just 4 days away from the Odyssey.
And we talked about the announcement of the Odyssey, 3 years ago after Oppenheimer, and it's just like, wow, we're already here about to talk about it.
But yeah, before we handle the business with the Odyssey, we got an A24 movie that we're going to talk about here today. It's Warfare. It's continuing our war-themed month of July. Man, it has been a busy week. Physical Media Day here. We're all excited for what got released today. But before we get into physical media and recent watches and top five, man, Sam Neill.
R.I.P. Dr. Grant, man. It's kind of a shock, really, hearing about it like early morning, Monday morning.
Yeah, Mondays are already a downer, but to hear that on a Monday morning is just, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and I guess we're still finding out what exactly happened. He said he was cancer-free back early this year, so, it was very sudden and unexpected. But, man, it's, take Jurassic Park out of the picture. Are there any other films of his that you go to when you want to talk about some Sam Neill?
You know what? A lot of people have been praising Sam Neill the last few days, and one movie that I do not see up there is it the vampire movie?
Oh, Daybreakers?
Daybreakers, man. I thought he was like a very good bad guy in that movie. I know it's not a go-to for a lot of people, but I enjoyed Daybreakers. He worked with John Carpenter on a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which one it was, but that one's a go-to for me. So yeah, there's quite a bit other than Jurassic Park, man. He's a really wide range actor.
Escape from New York. He was in Escape from New York and in the Mouth of Escape from New York. I'm sorry,
in the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, yes. In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah. The one I always go to is not even a movie, really. It's The Tudors, the Henry VIII show that was on Showtime like years ago. He was in one season of it. But he was definitely a very present actor in that. And next year, man, his last, I guess, technical film is going to be Godzilla X Kong Supernova. So it's kind of cool. He's going out on a monster movie.
Dude, you get double feature next year with that, man. You get
I do. Yeah. I get Godzilla. I get triple. I get Godzilla, Kong, and the final Sam Neill movie.
Man, that's sad. But
show must go on though.
Yeah. Any other things that you wanted to bring to the table before we go on to what we're about to get into?
I got two other things if you want to talk about them. The trailer for Digger, the new Tom Cruise movie, just got dropped on Monday. I sent you the link. Did you get to watch it?
It's a very fun.
It looks like a drug-induced movie almost.
You know what it feels like, and I know this is cliche with what we're talking about today. It feels like an A24 movie.
It does. But you know what it kind of reminds me of is Mickey 17, just how kind of like wacky and out of this world that movie was, quite literally.
See, and I loved Mickey 17.
So you may love this.
That comes out on the 1st of October, so that will be an episode on October the 6th. we are definitely talking about Digger.
Yeah.
And
should we just go ahead and give the Oscar to Tom Cruise now, or
it's funny that you say Mickey 17, because on the halfway point of 2025, Mickey 17 was my number one movie. And it did not finish in the top 10, or it didn't finish in the top 5. So today's top 5, we are talking our top 5 favorite movies of 2026 so far. Top 5 2026 movies so far. Dude, I'm excited. It's like April came early.
Yeah.
And you know how much we love our top 5 episodes. So don't worry, we're still going to get into Warfare. But before we get going, Zach, Sir, Master, Young Jedi, do you have any honorable mentions?
I got 3. I'm going to go with Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. The Death of Robin Hood, which I thought was excellent. And my official honorable mention is The Sheep Detectives. What about you, sir?
Mine is going to be Send Help, Death of Robin Hood, The Bride, The Sheep Detective, and my official honorable mention, Pressure.
All right, so we're in for a barn burner today, guys, because I thought Death of Robin Hood would have been your top 5. So I'm curious, what's in your list?
Let's get into number 5. My number 5 favorite film of 2026 so far was a movie that I watched just yesterday, and we're talking Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary comes in at number 5. I thought Ryan Gosling's performance was stellar. There were some small nitpicks. I gave that movie a 4. Right off the bat, I'll get into the star rating of Project Hail Mary. My first and only time watching it, so by the time we talk about it in August, it might change because we know how important recent watches and recommendations and Zach, what do we call it? Rewatchability. That's a very big deal here on this podcast. So coming in number 5, Project Hail Mary. I had a little problem with the 2-hour and 45-minute mark too. I don't know if it really needed to be that long. But it was very emotional, very heavy, very driven. And, dude, it deserves to be in the top 5, at least on my list. So, Zach, what about you with number 5?
My number 5 is Disclosure Day. Very simple. We just did an episode on it a couple weeks ago. Go listen to our full thoughts on it.
Yep. Number 4, to me, is what my son is in there watching right now, Michael. I saw this twice in the theaters. I think this is what everything a biopic needed to be. It doesn't need to spend too much time on background. It doesn't need to spend too much time on his young life. It doesn't need to be 3 hours or 2.5 hours. It needs to be emotional. It needs to be music heavy. And it needs to show you just key pieces of what made the superstar and the pop star that. And being at 1 hour and 55 minutes, it just crossed the $1 billion mark. So it's the highest made movie that's biopic of all time. Is it the second $1 billion movie of the year?
Yep, it's right behind Super Mario Brothers.
That's all you got to say. We did a full episode on Michael. It's going to be interesting to see where this movie lies come April or March, whenever we decide to do that. But yeah, man, number 4 for me is Michael.
Nice. My number 4 is going to be a documentary. Saw it in the theater earlier this year. The Lauren Michaels documentary. Excellent. It's so good if you're an SNL fan, especially John, I know you really liked Saturday Night a couple years ago, so I think this is a perfect companion piece for it.
That's on Peacock, right?
It is streaming on Peacock, so go check it out.
Number 4.
3.
Oh my gosh, already? I'm enjoying this list, man. Number 3, I just got done watching it this past week. I'm going to go with the drama. Robert Pattinson and Zendaya were just fantastic. I really love, and I'm not going to spoil it because we have an episode in September. I really love how the trailers did not tell you any of what is about to happen when all four friends sit down and have wedding
Their
dinner
dinner.
together.
Yep.
And it's fantastic how they were able to keep that a secret. And then the movie almost switches into something that you just are not expecting. And it's real life stuff, man. That stuff happens. But I love the portrayal of all four characters, how they're different, how each character takes that story and they just don't know how to run with it. But I do like the ending. Like I said, it's going to be an episode in September. It was a fantastic movie, man. Number 3 in my top 5.
Nice, very nice.
What about you?
Number 3 for me is going to be one of your honorable mentions. It's Pressure. Brendan Fraser, Andrew Scott. Such a fantastic film. You know, we've had so many movies about D-Day and just what the carnage of that was like. It was so refreshing to see a different perspective of that, and basically the lead up to D-Day and just how much went into that. Fantastic performances. It's actually very gripping for it to be a movie about weather.
Yeah,
honestly. I'm glad it made some money. I'm glad people went and supported it. And it comes out on Blu-ray here in about 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. That's, again, it's a war movie. It's definitely going to be thrown into a war movie month watching for me this year. Pressure was very good. If there wasn't so many good movies, it probably would have made my number 5. But I'm glad it's in your top. I'm glad it's in your top 5 list. Dude, number 2 for me, I can't believe we're getting down to the nitty gritty already. Number 2 for me is Backrooms.
Okay.
And
have you got to go see the extended edition yet?
I didn't see the extended cut. You know, with me being a big A24 guy, I'm going to wait for the A24 digibook. But it's a fantastic movie. I like the misshaping and the different ways to tell a horror movie that A24 does. And I'm glad this didn't go the way Undertone went. The way the movie starts to the way it ends. The performances are really good. Do you know the dinner scene that I was talking about where he sits down and says why he's meant to be there?
Yeah.
That scene to me hit me so hard, like if I was watching an emotional drama. It's just you get so many different feels in this movie, and I can't wait. We're talking about it in September as well, and it deserves to be number 2. So number 2 for me is the drama. I mean, Backrooms.
Both A24 movies. So
yeah.
Hey, if you had gotten Death of Robin Hood in there, it'd almost been a top 5 A24 movie so far.
I mean, I feel like this is normal for me.
It is. Number 2, another film we're gonna be talking about in October. Obsession. Loved it. Love it. Just hit Blu-ray today. I'm not gonna give my full thoughts on it because we're gonna be talking about it here in a couple months. But I think it's Focus Feature Universal. So yeah, it'll have a Peacock streaming date here soon, probably.
I think it's next Tuesday, honestly.
Oh, nice. So even better. So we have not got to see one of the biggest movies, one of the biggest surprises of the year. You will here soon. So Obsession's number 2.
Zach, that is my number 1. My number 1 is going to be Obsession. I hope the momentum can keep me riding into April because it really is a fantastic movie. You're in, you're out. It's an hour and some odd minutes. It's a different horror than what we're used to. But not only that, like it's a smart horror film. It's simple. It doesn't have so much explaining to do that you don't get it. It's just not fascinating on gore. Like I said, like Zach said, it's going to be an episode in October, so we won't spend too much time on it. But it's just a fun movie, and I've only seen it once, so that's what scares me about it. That's what scares me about a lot of these movies. And if I could be honest with you, in all reality, Michael should have been number 1 because it's the only movie I've seen multiple times that gets better with more views. If that makes sense.
So it's interesting you say that because I'll just go ahead and say I saw Obsession twice, and I think it's even better on the rewatch because you catch a lot more stuff.
Okay.
My number 1, number 2, and number 5 are all films I saw twice in the theater. So I'll just go ahead and say my number 1 is your number 5 is Project Hail Mary. Loved it. simple enough. We're going to talk about it in August here in a couple weeks. So we'll save our thoughts on that one.
And it's streaming on Amazon.
It is. So be prepared for that. And, like we just said, our top 5 right now may not be our top 5 when we get to March or April next year, because we still have 1,000 more movies to get through before now and then. So it's going to be interesting to see what makes the cut by next year.
It's also fun. It's interesting. Last time we talked about a top 5 in April, or no, we did it in February this year. One of the funny things about it is where these movies that we just talked about, where are they going to get lost in the shuffle?
Yeah.
Are they going to be in our brains by January? Are they going to bring, by the time the Odyssey, Spider-Man, and Doomsday come out, where are they going to be? Those are going to be the bigger blockbuster films. But I'm going to say it right now. I think the 5 movies that you and I just named today, no matter what Doomsday makes, no matter what Dune Part 3 makes, I think the movies we just talked about today are going to be the backbone of 2026.
Yeah, I agree, because I feel like, Project Hail Mary came out in March, and we're still talking about it, so I think it does have legs. Like you said, we're going to talk about Digger in October. I think we're both really excited about that. We have a lot coming out for the remainder of the year, and it all begins on Friday. So,
but I think these movies are going to be so original that they have to be the backbone and the support of 2026.
Yes. Now it'll be interesting because Disclosure Day is number 5, it could drop to number 9 by the time we get to March. Well, so we'll just it'll be interesting to see where our lists lie then.
That's true.
But before we do that.
So we just got done talking our top 5. Let us know in the comments. Also on the social media websites, facebook.com/the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The Instagram is one word / the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. X, formerly known as Twitter, Semen405, or send us an email at cinemen921@gmail.com, or right here on Emisawa Productions YouTube channel or Facebook. Let us know your top 5 movies so far of 2026. And if you don't want to name a top 5 list, just let us know your favorite movie so far of 2026. But before we get into it, let's talk about some recent watches or recommendations. Zach, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I went and saw. So I've been kind of on I'll just say, when August comes, we're going to have some change up with the show, but I won't give it away exactly what we're doing. But I've been kind of on a classic film watch. I watched The Grapes of Wrath for the first time. And it's not a bad movie, but the pacing really hurts it. Like, it's one that I'll never watch it again, unfortunately. But it's interesting to see what that film was at the time and kind of, in its place in Hollywood history. I watched this 1947 noir film called Out of the Past. Have you ever seen a movie? It starred Robert Mitchum and Kirk Douglas. You ever seen a movie where you watch it, but you couldn't retain anything from it? Yes. It's I know I watched it, but it's already gone out of my brain.
Yeah,
that was that. It's cool. It's 1940s. It's very noir, obviously, but okay. And I guess the biggest thing I went and saw the Moana remake, and I'll just say that it's not the worst of the Disney remakes. I did have fun with it, probably because I saw it in 3D and 4DX and the seats moved and everything, so it helped the experience. But why? The original film turned 10 years old this year. Do we really needed a live action remake?
Same. I'll start where you finished off. I went and seen it, and it's just one of those movies that it's not necessary.
It's not. No.
And especially a frame by frame reshoot.
Mm-mm.
You
could just stay home and watch the original on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and it's a bomb. It's another rock bottom.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. I know he's getting ready to do a Martin Scorsese film with Leo, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I heard he's also in talks to be in an X-Men movie as Apocalypse. So he's got those 2 projects that he's getting ready to do. But man, I don't know if The Rock can handle another flop.
Yeah, I just think
How
people
how
are just,
how
they're just
much
tired of
time?
him, man.
How much time are they going to give him before he can just make a profit? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. It's oh
If
no,
he,
and he also has Jumanji later this year during
uh,
Christmas.
uh, uh, I'm sorry.
So that'll make another $1 billion for that franchise.
I don't think it will. Um, I'll go through my recent watches real quick. The drama "They Will Kill You,"
Oh, what'd you think
glorious.
about that one?
I didn't like it.
You don't like it?
I didn't like it at all. I gave it a 2. I thought it was trying too hard and too much to be Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
There were so many sprinkles of like Tarantino has done that, but he did it better. And that's
Yeah.
what I was doing in the entire movie. Like he's done that. It's done better though.
Yeah. You're sitting there going, "Oh, that's Jackie Brown. That's
Yeah,
Django. That's
yeah.
Blade." Yeah.
I could just watch a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
So I gave that a 2. And you know what? Guess what? It made me want to rewatch Inglourious Bastards, so I did that. It's also kicked off my war movie month. I watched Warfare and How to Make a Killing.
Oh, what do you think about that one?
I really liked that.
Yeah. When it was a flop for A24, but I really enjoyed that one actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It didn't make any money, so guess what? I don't think it's getting a physical media release, but I watched it on HBO Max. I also rewatched Warfare for today's episode. I watched Pillion or Pillin.
What'd you watch?
Pillion with Alexander Skarsgård. It's another A24 movie.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one's okay. Project Hail Mary, like I had mentioned. Full Metal Jacket. The Moment, another A24 movie, not very good. Hoppers was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Jarhead, Hacksaw Ridge. And if I had to name another movie, my surprise of the week is going to be Eternity.
Oh yeah, another good A24 movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one was going to probably make a honorable mention list, but I wanted to rewatch it again, so I didn't get time to rewatch that. But I was kind of digging it, man. I don't know why, but it's not made a physical media release yet. I don't think it will because it's now streamed on Apple TV Plus. But it's a pretty good little film, man. I like it. Miles Teller was excellent, like he always is.
Yeah, it was a fun concept for a movie.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So if you guys want to recommend anything or tell us what to watch, hit us up on the social media pages and let us know about recent watches and recommendations. But today we are talking Warfare. It currently has a 7.1 on IMDb, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 78% on the Metascore, 3.5 out of 5 on the Letterboxd. With a $20 million budget, it grossed a little over $34.9 million at the box office with a March 16th, 2025 release date. A platoon of Navy SEALs embark on a dangerous mission in Ramadi, Iraq, with the chaos of brotherhood and war retold through their memories of the event. You can stream it now on HBO Max, or you can pick up the beautiful A24 Digibook. I guess that's what I'm calling these things. I don't know.
Are they Does it have like a little booklet or something with it?
Yeah, they all really have like a little pamphlet in it. So you open it, and then it does become like a little book. And then they all have, every single one has like cards or something like almost like postcards in this section right here. So I'm digging it. I'm kind of glad A24 started doing that.
It's not just a simple case or anything. They actually look real nice on the shelf.
Yeah, and they're not hard to find. Walmart has started to carry them, Barnes and Noble. Or guess what? You can get on Amazon and get it in 2 days. Starring Will Poulter, CONVO. Excuse me, I'm having a stroke. Cosmo Jarvis, Joseph Quinn, Aaron McKenzie, Alex Brockdorf, Finn Bennett, directed by Alex Garland, and written by Ray Mendoza, Alex Garland, and co-directed by Ray Mendoza. If you guys know those names, Civil War, Ex Machina, stuff like that.
Annihilation. Yep.
Yeah. Zach, where were you the first time you watched Warfare? How was it then, and what was it like now revisiting it for the episode?
Yeah, saw this in the theaters. I think April of last year when it came out. I saw it at Harkins actually. I really enjoyed this the first time. I thought it was something kind of different, even though it's kind of has the same plot by plot basis for like a militarized film. And on this rewatch, I kind of had the same thoughts on it. There were just a different, not nitpicks, but just different things that pointed out to me that I didn't really catch on the first time watch. But overall, I still like this movie, and I'm glad we're talking about it today. What about you?
I was kind of the same. I watched this the weekend it came out. Thought it was really fantastic. Gave it a 5. Watched it again in the theaters. Thought it was really fantastic. Gave it a 5. It's only an hour and 25, hour and 30 minutes, so you're in, you're out. But let's dig into it because I kind of had a small issue with it on this third time around, rewatching it at home. And I want to get your thoughts on that. First off, if you guys have not seen it or heard it, go check it out. It's on HBO Max. We're talking Warfare, the A24 war movie starring Will Poulter. First off, that's what I want to start this conversation off with is Will Poulter. Any thoughts on him being just, he is coming out and he's not in a lot of mainstream stuff and he's not playing the guy in a bunch of stuff, but he's in a few episodes of The Bear. He's in some A24 movies and he is starting to become, first off, I don't know why it's taken this long, but he is starting to become, at least for me, a household name. When I see his name on something, I want to go see it. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think he's a very, very talented actor. You know, I think really I first saw him as in the Maze Runner movies, and then just kind of him just doing these like independent projects. It's really weird that he was almost Pennywise in the It films. I don't really think it would have worked as well, but who knows? But yeah, he's in The Bear. He's in this. He's in
his first start for me when I saw him was We're the Millers.
Yeah, Midsommar, The Revenant. I really disliked his and it's not even really his fault, but I just think that his Adam Warlock in Guardians 3 was just kind of like you kind of built that up, but you know.
See, to me, that was my favorite character in the movie.
So that's funny. But yeah, I've always liked him.
How they took him down.
Yeah, I've always liked him, and it's cool that he's kind of getting his star that you know he's really deserving of for a while. Oh, Dope Sick! If you've ever seen that, the Michael Keaton, oxycodone show on Hulu it's incredible. So yeah.
So yeah, he's getting to be in a lot of different stuff, and he was fantastic in this movie. Watching a bunch of different war movies, it's kind of hard not to compare and contrast. Mm-hmm. But one of the big things I had about this movie is rewatching it for the fourth time, and it was the second time at home. And I went through the special features. You know, I gave it the old
thorough look.
Thorough look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a little disappointed on that this is not as memorable of a war movie as I would like it to be.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I thought that, and you know, this kind of goes. I think one of the very many the major flaw of a war film, specifically with something like this, is that unless it's Will Poulter, Joseph Quinn, or Michael Gandolfini, I don't know any of these characters' names. If that makes sense, it's kind of they all kind of blend in, and so like other than when the two of the characters almost get blown up, that's how I know like who's who. But until that point, I'm just like, okay, he's a sniper, he's a lookout, he's the radio guy, but I don't know any of their names, and that's one of the problems.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. Like, he wasn't even nowhere near the top, so I didn't even read off Michael Gandolfini being a
Yeah.
top billed star. He's
Yeah.
definitely in there, and he's a little recognizable. But other than that, you kind of lose him in the shuffle. I
Yeah.
think this is where, and this is such a good movie. I don't want to downplay it, but I think this is where this movie doesn't do it for me on the fourth time watch of the rewatchability being, and that's the character development. Like, I don't learn anything about these characters or anything about, the soldiers really until after the movie is over.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie theater, I'm on the edge of my seat because I don't know if they're getting out alive.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be a Saving Private Ryan situation. I don't know if this is going to be a Rogue One situation where nobody survives. I just don't know. And the second time in the theater, I'm still kind of on the edge of my seat because of the sound. But when you're at home, all that kind of just dissipates and just runs away. Can a movie at home ruin a first time, a second, or even a third time watch for you?
No, because like there have been times where we do these films where like I was really high on something, whether it be in the theater or seen at home, and then it just didn't catch on the second time or the third. And then, well, it didn't catch on the second time, but I rewatched it for the third time, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's as good as I remember it being. And this in particular, it's still in that middle ground of like, yeah, I still like it. I respect it. I mean, I understand why you had it, in your top 10 last year. But I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's just, I feel like once we get done with this episode, I won't rewatch it for another couple of years,
I did. And earlier this year, it surprised you when I talked to my number one and Warfare was not in the top 10 at all.
Yeah. And so it's just, I mean, I think it's, so let me ask you something. So it's, obviously this is more real life than Civil War, but why did Civil War make your top 10 and this one didn't?
So I'm glad you brought that up because that was on my notes. Civil War made my top 10 of the best of so far. Civil War continued and made my top 3 of that year as well. So I think what I liked so much in Civil War is that it grasped you and it left you on the edge of your seat of, okay, what if this actually happened?
Yeah.
And it left you on the edge of your seat to, why did she stick her neck out for that girl? Was it the right thing to do with the president? And it left you with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people did not like about Civil War. Edward fought me end of day.
Yeah.
Well, why wasn't this told? Why wasn't that? And that's what the movie was so fascinating to me about. Not to mention the soundtrack, the score, the cinematography. And let's get this right. The cinematography for Warfare, unbelievable.
Yeah, the cinematography is really well done in this. It feels almost more like in certain parts documentary style than actual a drama.
Yeah. And if you watch it like that, that's how you're going to end up feeling about it. Because I did watch it like the 2 times I rewatched it at home. I was like, oh, this is kind of like a mockumentary. That's what I was going to call it. And I was like, okay, not bad. And then you get to the scenes where the explosions happen, people get hurt, and you're like, okay, now I remember why this was so good.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about watching this at home, the attention to detail when it comes to everything about Alex Garland and this movie, and even going back to Civil War, is their attention to detail. Whether it's the costume, the sound is incredible, the cinematography, the location, the wording. The wording of this movie is very, very good. But we're also talking small detail for an hour and a half long movie. This is giving you enough detail, like if it's a 3-hour John Wayne war movie.
Yeah,
because like the scene where one of the soldiers takes a drink, spits it back in a bottle of water, and us as a civilian, we're gonna be like, "Ooh, gross." When the guy re-drinks it, but in all detail, like that would happen because you're so low on water, you need to hydrate, that you're going to do that.
Yeah. And one of the things I like,
even though they were just playing, like you're gonna take a drink.
Yeah. And one of the things I really like about it, like you mentioned on the outset, it's an hour and 35 minutes. This movie did not need to be longer than that. It did not need to be 2 hours, and not to be Saving Private Ryan length. But I think the lookout sequences or the recon where they're just looking out the window or through the sniper,
the POV.
Yeah. There was enough of that to get the sense of like the danger is slowly built. The tensity is in danger is slowly building until when it finally does hit, it's almost kind of a release, and it builds it perfectly. And I think it had done it 5 more minutes, I think it kind of may have ruined that.
Because you get about 25 to 30 minutes of that, and then the last of it is all them trying to escape from the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it really kicks off when the grenade gets thrown in there, and you're like, "What just happened?"
Yes, and I think I didn't really notice it the first time watch. Maybe I did, but I just had forgot it. The use of sound in this is in monumental. Like every time when the sound dropped out, I truly thought, okay, bullets are going to start flying, or someone's going to get hit and they're going to go down.
I do have some questions about this. Would you like to see A24 do more war movies? And if so, what kind of war would you like for them to choose? Because you really only get, I think they've only done this. If you want to count Civil War, you can count Civil War. And then there's another movie called, excuse me, let me look.
Let me look in my catalog.
There's another movie called, oh no, that's not it. I can't see it from here.
Oh, The Zone of Interest. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and then there's one called The Inspection.
Oh yeah.
So
I think, in my personal opinion, and sorry to cut you off, but I want to
get
this out before it leaves my brain. I think a Vietnam A24 movie. We're going to talk Deer Hunter here in about 2 weeks. I think that'd be an way interesting movie to do.
Yeah, I would like to see them touch an older war movie too. Maybe like we've seen so many different World War II movies, but it would be fun to see them touch Vietnam.
We just had Young Washington come out. What if they did like a Revolutionary War movie?
That could be pretty brutal. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Let me ask you this. Do you think a war movie can be too realistic? And if so, does it hurt the film?
No, I don't. Like, what do you mean? Like the war violence is too much?
Yeah, sorry, that's like a 2-part question. Yeah, like, can it be so realistic that, in this movie you see somebody's leg get blown off, or you see somebody cut in half and they're still kind of moving? Like, can a war movie be too graphic?
No, and that's something I just don't understand, because it's like there are people out here, there are people in the world that say, I can't watch a war movie because it's too real. I can't understand. I don't know why people would want to watch that. In my mind, I'm just like, but that's the reality of it. That's the graphic nature of war and what it can do. Whether it be someone loses a leg, someone's paralyzed, someone loses, half the face. That's just the reality of it,
Yeah.
I remember when I went and saw We Were Soldiers, and that I remember walking out and being like, wow, that was something, like it kind of messed with me for a little bit,
Yeah. So you're on the subject of, you're on the line of like, it can never be too graphic. I think it just does the movie good.
I just think if you're going to do a war movie, like Saving Private Ryan,
don't sugarcoat it.
What do you mean? Oh,
if a director is going to do a war movie, go all in.
Yeah.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that. I was just asking because like this movie was kind of like, we had both talked about it being documentary feeling, like, to where like, man, that feels like it just came straight out of a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the practical effects and stuff, yeah. So the makeup, I dig it, man. I dug this movie. I don't think it really hits to me as strong as it did the first two times in that theater. It's still a very fantastic movie, and it's still good. I like that it's detail driven.
Mhm.
So yeah. What did you think of the ending about how they they used smoke to get out the first time after the explosion? They lost like half the crew. They get rescued. The first half goes in the tanks, and then they wait for the second time around. The jets come in and swoop everybody off their feet, and then they make their round for the next load of people getting onto the tank. I thought the ending was kind of cool. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't, it didn't feel like, oh, this is it. I thought the ending was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the ending. I thought it was very because I didn't really know the whole true story of this, and so it was kind of. I don't know if this means to be hateful, but like I really thought more people would die in this, to be honest with you. But the fact that we got out with two severely injured soldiers who I think both of them live, but they're just, they have permanent disabilities now.
Yeah.
It was kind of a refreshing take on it because I think especially this war that it described in this, it could have been a lot worse than how it ended.
Yeah.
Do you like during the credits where they do the side by side comparisons between the actor and the real soldier?
I mean, I don't mind it, especially if there's like a little caption of what happened to them. But in this one, that's another thing. In this one, I didn't really need it or care too much for it because there was just no character development. I didn't care about any of the characters in this.
Yeah.
Does that sound too harsh? I did not care about anybody in this movie.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's harsh. I think it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's just like if it's not Will Poulter or Joseph Quinn or Michael Gandolfini, I don't know who any of the other guys are. Yeah, I don't know any of the names or anything.
So I know what you're saying by actor names, but I'm just saying character development. I didn't, even for Will Poulter, I didn't really care if what happened to his character because I just had no feeling towards any of them.
Yeah, no, so I get it. I don't think it's harsh. I just think I think maybe we could have picked one or three soldiers, and that was the story, and then we just had our B players around them. I think we could have done that.
Makes sense. Any favorite scenes?
Probably just the build up to the actual ambush, and then like you said, the grenade that goes in the one. You're like, oh shit! Like all this is about to go down now, and just from then it's just like, just kind of like just unrelenting chaos. Something I really enjoyed was the opening where the soldiers are going down the street during darkness, and just the I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Night vision. I thought the night vision sequence, I guess you could call it, I thought was really well done.
Yeah. If I had to pick a favorite scene, it would be the scene where the sniper he needs to change his dip, he needs to stretch and go to the bathroom. Detail like that is what makes a good war movie. So I like just small details like that in my war movies. Man, I've probably sit through 10 war movies, maybe even 15 in the last 14 days. And I still have quite a bit to go. So I think that, and then probably the two scenes of them escaping. The first scene where they get blown to smithereens is just so intense. I don't want to name that a favorite scene, but it is like kind of harsh to watch and sit through.
But it's also almost like so out of nowhere that you're just kind of like, oh, it's kind of shocking a little bit because I think the guy turns to the right and says, IED or something, and just like boom, and the whole street is filled with smoke.
I want somebody, if anybody's out there listening and they've been in the military, and I'm not talking about just through basic training or they know guns, but I really want to know this question. If anybody's listening, I don't want to look it up. I want somebody to freaking call in or text or email or these links right here. See them?
These right here.
Yeah. Hit us up on the Facebook, the Insta, social media. In the movie, you could hear everybody else's guns, even when they did a close-up of the Iraqi soldiers. Their guns did not sound as big and as powerful as the machine guns that the United States has. I really want to know, is there a difference in the weapons? Is there a difference in, like, we had better weapons, we had better guns, ours were louder and more bulkier sounding? Like, is that because we had just better weapons, or what's the issue with that? You know what I mean? Did you hear that too? Like, they would do a close up of the Iraqi guns, and then they would do a close up of the American guns, and ours just sounded like boom, 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 boom. Like, ours sounded like a big Terminator gun compared to their, like, smaller weapons. I want to know why they did that in the movie. Like, is that a real thing?
I think maybe that's just a sound thing. I don't know. Kind of just gotta. Maybe it's just that maybe they're just trying to show the distance between where the enemy is and where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what that is.
Anyway, I just want to know if they got cheaper guns than we do. Star rating for Warfare 2025 Star Warfare. Star rating, Zach.
I'm gonna go 5 decisions. I'm gonna give it a 4. I really want to give it a 3.5, but I can't say that. It's just like it's where it is on the scale of good is like, I mean, yeah, it hits all the marks that set out to what it was trying to do. I'll give it a 4. What about you?
I once gave this movie a 5 twice. I can say what you wanted to say. I'm going to give this movie a 3.5.
Okay.
I think that it hits you on all the cylinders like a war movie does, but guess what? It doesn't hit you like a good war movie does. It doesn't It doesn't leave you with memorable character development. It doesn't leave you with memorable cinematography. It doesn't leave you with a memorable story. I think it's there. It hits you in the gut, but doesn't knock you out as far as a good movie goes.
Yeah.
I just got done watching one of the greatest war movies of all time in Full Metal Jacket, and it was a night and day comparison. I know I shouldn't compare these war movies like I have been, but at the end of the month, we are talking our top 5 war movies, and it did not hit like it should have, I think. If that makes any kind of sense. And like I said, I once gave this beloved movie a 5 twice last year, and to me, on this rewatchability, man, it hit me with a 3.5. I felt.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think that's why we do the show, because just see, kind of re-examine something that we liked in the moment, and where does it stand today?
Yeah. So, speaking of where things stand and what we're talking about next week, Zachary, what are we talking about next week?
Guys, the time has finally come. We're talking The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's newest film. Matt Damon, Zendaya, Tom Holland, and Hathaway. It's going to be a big bash. I'm really excited about it. Obviously, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. But I'm curious about you, man. What do you want to do? What is something that you are hoping to experience with this film?
I just want to experience Nolan at his absolute best. I think he's one of those directors now that when you go see one of his movies, you have a high expectation. I want to continue to know, will he live up to that high expectation? He's done 3 Batman movies. He's done and talked about the biggest bomb dropping in history of the world. He's done The Tenet. So I'm really, you know what I did there. I'm really anxious to see, can he develop and can he bring it back to back times? He hasn't done it since the Batman movies, back to back to back. But I really want to know, does he live up to his name all these years later, or was Oppenheimer is it going to be a one-hit wonder? Like, and I'm not saying he's a one-hit wonder director, but I mean, this movie is getting so much praise, and don't get me wrong, I am going to see this on the biggest, loudest screen possible. I got tickets to the Dolby to see this.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Is there such thing, Zach, as overhyped for a Christopher Nolan movie? That's what scares me.
But I mean, the only thing that worries me is that this is Homer's The Odyssey, so we're talking about 1,000+ year old story. But if anyone can do it, I think Nolan can knock it out of the pack. given that he filmed on location, he uses very minimal CGI. I think, when you
he
watch
used a
this
real 60-foot
Cyclops,
making Cyclops.
I think we're in for a ride. I'll just say that. Is it going to be better than Oppenheimer? I don't know. We'll discuss that next week. And so I guess we'll have to go see it and watch it.
This is going to be a 3-hour movie. I'm not going to go see this a second time. So I am very excited to just do a one and done conversation with you.
That's fair. I'm seeing an IMAX Saturday afternoon. I might go see it 70 millimeter Monday. We'll just have to see. I think it's going to depend on is there enough to warrant a second watching in the theater, given that it's 3 hours.
This is one of those movies, and I think we can all agree, we're a week away from talking about this movie live. I think we can all agree that this movie would be beautiful on the biggest screen possible, and you would want to watch it a second time on mute because it's going to look fantastic. You can watch this movie on mute and give high expectations for it.
Yes.
But will the story, the character development, and everything in between hit us the way it should? I don't know, but I'm excited to see it and talk about it with you next week on another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Go see The Odyssey. Go check it out. And we'll see you next week. And don't forget, we're less than 50 days away from Texas Longhorn football.